Well, Raw was okay, I guess. Not great, not decent. It was just moderately passable, I guess you could say. I got a lot of fucking problems with this show, as you've come to expect. And, yeah, so here we go. We start off with Ryback versus Titus O'Neil. See, I've got a real problem with this. Titus O'Neil, let's just take a random star like Titus O'Neil. Nothing more than like a mid-carder, you know, but the guy's proven that he has talking skills. He's funny. They put him on commentary the past 2 weeks, and he's done a pretty good job. The guy's not an awful wrestler. He's better than Ryback. He's more entertaining. He's got more moves than Ryback. So he's a better talker, a better wrestler, and, well, he actually would probably put on a better match with CM Punk. So I have to ask, a guy like Ryback is actually surpassed by a guy like Titus O'Neil. So, you know, if you're going to put Ryback in the main event, why not put Titus O'Neil there instead? Someone who's better. I mean, if you're just going to stick a wrestler who doesn't deserve to be in the main event, at least make it someone like Titus O'Neil. I mean, someone who's at least a little bit better. Can't believe I'm actually saying that, but it's just an example. I'm not saying I want Titus O'Neil to be the world champion or anything, but it'd be better than if Ryback were to become a world champion. That's all I'm saying. So this matchup, I mean, look how pathetic it is. Ryback doesn't even let Titus O'Neil get a 2 count on his own finisher. This guy who's got maybe just a little bit less muscular than Ryback, and he can't even stay down for a 2 count. Yeah, Ryback is strong, but let's remember that the motherfucker can't even pick up fucking Paul Heyman. So, I mean, it doesn't even really make any sense that he could just kick out of a fucking finisher like it's fucking nothing. And, you know, Ryback is pretty much wrestling the same formula as John Cena, just in a lot shorter format. You know, basically the guy gets like a couple of moves in on him, and then he just destroys him. Fucking boring ass shit. And then he fucking talks again, and it is the most generic style promo you've ever heard. This guy, it takes him about a minute to get out a sentence. I am not leaving this ring until, like, there's a pause between every word. I mean, you could easily fill in another word with that gap that he puts in between each word in a single sentence. Leaving this ring until I get Punk. I mean, you could put like a techno beat behind that, and it could be a song, you know? It could be like, I'm not leaving this ring until I get a match. I mean, like, it's fucking stupid. This guy, he can't fucking talk, and he's a fucking main eventer. You don't look like a main eventer because, I mean, he just crushed a jobber, you know? So, basically, this big jacked up, I thought it was Kofi Kingston at first. He was a big jacked up black dude. He comes out with the, you know, with the dreads. And then Ryback just tosses him out of the ring. And then there's a whole bunch more security guards. And then Vicky Guerrero comes out and says, you gotta leave the ring. Ryback's like, I am not leaving this ring till I get Punk. So she gives him Punk. And what's sure to be the worst TLC match of all fucking time. I mean, what the fuck is Ryback doing in a TLC match? This motherfucker is not gonna do any shooting star presses off the fucking ladder. He ain't gonna do any big spots that's gonna put his body on the line. You know that. Punk is probably gonna be bumping all over the place in this fucking match, and Ryback's basically gonna have a vacation. I already know how this shit's gonna go. because Ryback is not athletic. I know a lot of the retards here in the YWC like to say, hey, Ryback, such an athlete, one of the greatest of all time. You know, this motherfucker hasn't done anything. His Hell in a Cell match was pathetic. You know, supposed to be a spectacle. Hell in a Cell, I mean, you've got a lot to work with. And they couldn't even make it decent because of Ryback. Because he doesn't want to do anything dangerous, you know? Fuck, you get into the profession of wrestling and you don't want to do fucking dangerous shit. Why the fuck are you even a wrestler then? That's what it's about. It's about being dangerous and doing shit that's like, you know, that other people are not going to do. Like I said, it's like a fucking Zumba class. This is going to be a Zumba ladder match. I mean, it's going to be the most pathetic thing you've ever seen. I mean, I think that a fucking painter has probably a more dangerous time than Ryback is going to have in this match come the pay-per-view. It's fucking pathetic. So he gets Punk, you know, so that's it. So he just leaves after that. Then we get this segment with Hornswoggle and Rosa Mendez, and this happens, you know, this Khali comes to defend Hornswoggle after Del Rio makes a threat, and then all of a sudden Khali's headed out for a match against Del Rio, and I'm like, how the hell can they make a match so fast when the fucking segment just happened? And then we learn that Michael Cole quickly covers it up and says, oh, that happened earlier today. Really? I don't remember seeing that caption for that footage saying that happened early. I thought Raw was supposed to be live. So right there, in the first half an hour of the show, is a glaring mistake. Holy shit, they gotta get their fucking shit together. And if you think that shit, you should have saw the fucking match. And you might be saying, you know, like, oh, how bad could it be? Well, it's a fucking Khali match. Do I have to say more? I mean, holy shit. Khali, like, visibly beat Del Rio, but gets distracted because of some shenanigans. So Del Rio just makes him tap out. So I guess Rosa and Del Rio are now together. Well, why the fuck do we have to see this whole circus act to get to that point? I don't know what last week with Hornswoggle, with, you know, water squirting flowers had to do with Del Rio getting Rosa Mendez. And why is Hornswoggle in on this? Isn't Del Rio supposed to be that upper, you know, mid-carder / main eventer? And he's fucking dealing with Hornswoggle? Then we get the interview from The Shield. And Jesus fucking Christ, this had to be the cheesiest fucking interview I've ever seen. Dean Ambrose, where were your mic skills here, buddy? I don't know where they went. They were fucking on vacation, I guess. This fucking shit was probably the most laughable fucking promo I've seen. And everybody is gonna just defend this because this is Ambrose, the god of the indies. This guy supposedly is going to, you know, save everything in WWE. Yeah, at this point, there's a lot, you know, fucking Jesus Christ is gonna have to descend from the heavens to fucking save WWE. Nothing short of Jesus Christ wrestling The Rock at Mania will save the WWE at this point in time. So, anyway, they say that. So they say that they're not the NWO, they're not the Nexus, they're not any of these groups. Basically, they're defenders of justice, and you know they're here with a purpose. They're here to serve justice, and you know they're here to right the wrongs. And get the fuck out! This is so retarded. They come out there, they destroy somebody in the main event, And, you know, they're like, oh, you know, Michael Cole asked him, oh, you're with Punk. Oh, no, 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 no. Why do we have to complicate this, you know? We know he's with Punk. We know they're with Punk. We know that. It's pretty fucking obvious. But they're like, ooh, let's throw a curveball in there. Listen, WWE, Vince, you're in no position to throw any curveballs here. Just fucking give us some, you know, destruction here. I mean, why can't we have a dominant, you know, rogue group that just destroys everybody? And Punk is just the mastermind. Him and Heyman are just laughing it up as they run roughshod on everybody in the WWE. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to right the wrongs. Oh, they said Ryback wasn't deserving of his title shot. That's why they did it. And then they asked Roman Reigns, you know, what he's got to say about this. And he's like, I will say something when I want to. So, there you go. No charisma at all. What's his character? He doesn't feel like talking. He'll say something when he feels like it. Alright, you know? And this was so cheesy. They were like, you know, we're shielding the people from injustice. We are the shield. And they're all wearing, like, you know, SWAT uniforms. Apparently, they got Big Boss Man's outfit, you know. I thought they sold it on eBay, but apparently they didn't. They had it, like, up in Stanford somewhere. And they I guess, you know, they had a couple of leftover suits from Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan. So they just, you know, make them wear that shit. So now apparently there are a couple of mall cops. You know, justice, truth and justice for all. You know, I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Why can't we have an NWO style group? What's wrong with that? Then we get Tamina defeating Alicia Fox, and this is just fucking shit. And then nothing good at all. Then we get Cena and AJ. This is, once again, Hannah Montana, Hilary Duff, High School Musical bull fucking shit right here. I mean, her like, how was the kiss? How was the kiss? And Cena's like, don't ask me about the kiss. I'll kiss her when I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not like a kiss. You know, like why don't how was the sex? Was it good? Was it wild? You know, how about that? You know, Cena, do you like her to finger your ass? You know, something like that shit. You know, come on. Can we get a little bit more mature here? I mean, okay, you know what? Maybe they're not going to say something like that. But they're talking about, like, the kissing, you know. The kissing's such a major factor. I mean, to adults, this is like... Kissing is like nothing. You know what I mean? It's like... Okay, so yeah, they kissed. Oh, my God! Oh! This is crazy. You know, people never do this. Like... You know, like, 75% of life is about people fucking each other. And, you know, and they're all hung up on kissing. This is fucking insane. They are so out of tune with real life. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because, you know, Linda has been so busy with the Senate campaign. You know, Vince hasn't gotten any in a while, so... You know, maybe he kind of forgot what sex is like or something like that. So he's, you know, you don't want to, like, fucking acknowledge it. But I still, damn it, I still remember what kissing's like. You know. And, hey, Vince, how about if we, you know, we bring the sex into it? If I, you know, all the good ideas, you know, fuck the good ideas. Let's just make it stupid, cheesy, and immature. Then we get Kofi Kingston defeating Tensai. He gives him the weakest fucking Trouble in Paradise I've ever seen, and then beats him with a crossbody. Yep, that's believable. Then we get Rey Mysterio and Daniel Bryan, and apparently Daniel Bryan has lost the poll. They, you know, who you want? Punk to fight Punk. You want Daniel Bryan or Kane? And apparently, Daniel Bryan loses the poll. Even though he gets the biggest crowd reaction out of anybody on the roster. So apparently they picked Kane, who pretty much gets close to no reaction anymore because everybody's just fucking sick of his ass. Because he's been in the WWE for God knows how fucking long. I mean, he's been there since '95 as a dentist. You know, and then he was fake Diesel. Now he's fucking Kane. So everybody's fucking sick to death of him, especially people like me, the lifelong fans, who remember every single thing that Glenn Jacob has done. And apparently he loses to Daniel Bryan. You know, the breath of fresh air, the real breath of fresh air, not, you know, the Big Show breath of fresh air, but the real breath of fresh air, Daniel Bryan, loses to Paul. And he has the match with Rey Mysterio. It's a decent match. It's okay, but Daniel Bryan jobs once again. Daniel Bryan, who sells all the merchandise, is probably one of the reasons why they still get views, why they still get ratings. Because Daniel Bryan delivers in his promos. He still is good in all the dumb shit that they ask him to do. I mean, you know, he still tries. He tries to get into it. I mean, even the dumbass skit that he did before this match, you know, trying to make it like it's like the fucking polls on election day. He still does a good job with that shit. Even though it's cheesy as fuck, he still did a good job with it. And they make him wrestle this match and just lose clean. Finish comes out of nowhere. But it was okay by wrestling terms. The wrestling was a little bit better than normal. Then we get Cena and Ziggler. Finally, so this is the conclusion to the feud. They don't even want to give Ziggler the pay-per-view match against Cena. They don't want to give him, you know, the benefit of facing Cena at, you know, a pay-per-view. You know, they don't want to give him that pat on the back at all. So you would think that, you know, Cena has been in the WWE for 10 years right now. There's nothing left for Cena to do. I mean, he has fucking beat everybody. Except for The Rock. He's beaten Lesnar. He has beaten every single motherfucker on the roster. There's nobody left for this guy to beat. I mean, he has wiped the floor with every single wrestler. And so you would think, okay, so there's a guy like Ziggler, who didn't really have a real championship reign ever. He had that, you know, that week-long one that barely even counts. So you would think that maybe they'd give him the pat on the back. Okay, so you know what, Ziggler, you worked well all year. You jobbed when we told you to. So you're going to beat Cena tonight, clean in the middle of the ring, and cement your legacy as the future of the WWE. Nope, he loses. This is so fucking typical of them. I mean, holy fucking shit. He goes through this whole fucking feud. And this is the blow-off match right here. This is the payoff right here. A fucking job to John Cena. This shit did nothing. This did nothing for anybody. It did nothing for Cena. Beating Ziggler is nothing for him. Who, you know, Ziggler hasn't done fucking shit this year that really means anything besides win the briefcase. But he's jobbed to everybody. He's jobbed to every single motherfucker under the sun this year. So, you know, the only person who could benefit in this match from a win would be Ziggler. But that would make too much fucking sense for WWE. I mean, you know, the guy who needs the win, let's not give him the win. Let's give it to the guy where the win doesn't really mean anything to him. So why have the fucking match in the first place? If you're just going to give a guy a win for the hell of having a win, then the match is not important and it really doesn't mean anything. The match itself was a decent one. But the finish was just fucking dumb. I mean, it was fucking retarded. I mean, you get a little bit of interference and then just after this cool counter where Ziggler just manages to get out of FU in mid-move, and hits the zigzag. I mean, it was a good moment. It was, you know, one of those like big pop moments. It was pretty good. The match looked good, but that finish was just stupid. Gets a minor distraction, and that cost him the match. A fucking cliche ending, so fucking lame. And once again, the fucking winner of this match and just booking it entirely was for naught. It was for no reason at all. You know, it was an embarrassingly stupid storyline to begin with. So you would think at least we'll get something out of it. No. We just got another fucking Cena win out of it. That's it. Then we get Sheamus versus Cesaro, and this was a good match. And, you know, Cesaro ends up losing by countout, which is good. At least they didn't job out, you know, the U.S. champion. And this match was hard-hitting. And you know, it wasn't like an amazing match. Of course not. They don't do amazing matches anymore in WWE. Are you fucking crazy? But there's this one spot where Sheamus is going for the battering ram off the top, the shoulder block, and Cesaro hits him with what had to be the hardest fucking European uppercut I've ever seen. I mean, it was like boom. I don't know how he still has skin left on his fucking face. That was a hard fucking shot. That was stiff. And that was a great spot right there in the match. And, you know, it was good. And then Big Show has a temper tantrum and tears up a steel chair. Apparently we're supposed to be impressed by this. I'm just sitting there saying, what a fucking bitch. He looks like a fucking little bitch just tearing up that chair like a big fucking overgrown baby. First he cries earlier this year, now he's fucking busting up chairs because he's frustrated. Then we get Sandow defeating Zack Ryder. Why? You know, Sandow cuts one of those promos that everybody in the YWC loves, even though it's the same fucking promo every single night. Wrestled the same fucking match. No moves from Sandow at all, just an elbow drop and a neck breaker. Ryder, the guy has no fucking heat anymore. WWE has officially succeeded in killing all of Zack Ryder's heat. Oh, what? You know, you motherfuckers, you want to buy his t-shirts and want to cheer for him even though we're fucking jobbing him out? That's it. Nobody fucking cares about it anymore. And we already hear that he's going to cancel his YouTube show, so that's it for Zack Ryder. That's it for him. I mean, this guy, in 2013, Future Endeavor is written all over Zack Ryder. I mean, he might as well get a headband that reads Future Endeavored. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. You know, he's like the lowest man on the totem pole right now. And once again, this was a match that did absolutely nothing for anybody. You know, Ryder could have benefited from a win over Sandow because he has like some, you know, a modest amount of momentum behind him. Really not so much, but still, it could have gotten people to be interested in Ryder again. But WWE doesn't want you to be interested in Ryder. See, because it really doesn't matter what you think as a fan. You like Ryder? You want to buy all his merchandise? Well, fuck you. The same deal with Daniel Bryan. Then we get our main event. It's Punk versus Kane in the rigged, you know, Raw active match. And this is a boring fucking match. Punk was selling an injury, or it might have been legit. I don't know if he tweaked his knee or not. I don't know. This was just a boring match. It was slow. It was boring as fuck. So the Shield comes out, and I'm surprised Michael Chiklis didn't come out with them. You know, if you know, the two people who got that joke, kudos to you. So they come out. And, you know, they do the same fucking thing. They make like they're going to beat up Punk, but then they beat up Kane. And then Daniel Bryan comes in, they beat him up too. Then Ryback comes down, and they do the power bomb on him. Except this time it's not through the table. But it's the same fucking thing every single week. That's 3 shows in a row with Ryback on them where he gets fucking power bombed by Shield. This is all they're gonna fucking do. I guess up until TLC, so we can look forward to like 3 more fucking power bombs until we finally get the worst TLC match in the history of the company. That's just fucking great. Isn't it just fantastic that you have so much to look forward to in WWE? I'm just so fucking excited about this fucking great ass TLC match we're gonna get, where there's gonna be like just Punk bumping through the whole thing and Ryback just doing nothing. So yeah, this show was not horrible because you had some decent wrestling on it, some, you know, modestly decent wrestling. Because even the good matches could have been so much better, with better outcomes, better finishes, you name it. You know, if they didn't rig the fucking polls, we could have got a Daniel Bryan Punk match. Why have a poll? Why fool people into thinking that you're giving them decision-making power? Just make the fucking matches and forget about the polls, because we all know that you rigged them. It's so obvious, and this was the most obvious one. So, yeah. This Shield shit, they gotta do something with it or just fucking forget about it. Because this whole, you know, and justice for all shit is just not working. You know, this, you know, for the greater good type of thing that they're doing here is just fucking lame. I mean, it is lame as fucking shit. I am not getting behind this group at all. Especially after that interview segment. What horrible fucking acting during that shit. And yeah, so there you go. Shield sucks. You know, a skippable but passable Raw. There you go. There's your fucking review.